What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all having a good day, and we've got some interesting stuff to show you guys today, some very cool cars. But first, I'm standing in front of the S14, which has, since the last time you guys have seen it, some stickers. Actually, if you come around this way.
The first thing you mentioned is stickers.
Very tasty stickers. We got a Bride silver glitter back in there, Lomax. Got a Keys Racing steering wheel, and all that sounds great, but unfortunately this car is now, with the bonnet up, being prepped for sale. It's been sold. Someone is buying this car. A really nice guy, big car enthusiast, is actually picking this car up. I'm letting this car go because there's a new project coming, and I didn't want to sell it. I really didn't want to sell it, but I've got another crazy idea for our car. It's an old school car. We're picking it up very, very soon, but that's coming up on a future episode, so keep your eyes peeled. I'm not going to say what it is yet, but it's pretty mad. I think it's going to be one of the maddest ones in Ireland anyway, definitely, for sure. So we had to let something go, and unfortunately the RB S14 was the one that had to go. So we're going to miss this car. We had a lot of fun modifying it. Hope you guys can go back and check out those episodes. But yeah, it's going to its new owner. But I've got some other interesting cars to show you this way. Move this trailer.
This is the most manual labour that you've done.
I'm a Jeep. The reason I wanted to stop here was because when was the last time you've seen one of these? Peugeot 405, actually in really nice condition. That's like a time warp now, back to old school modified cars.
Okay, so what did you call this in Ireland?
This is a little bit before Feldspec, and what Feldspec means, it comes from a place in the north of Ireland called Maharafelt, and the guys drive diesel cars, they lower them, put big mud flaps on them, and they go boo and black smoke comes out of them. This is not quite that. This is predating Feldspec. Sort of ended the max power era, I would say, kind of.
It's called boo.
So it goes boo. So it is a bit more Feldspec than I thought it was. But I haven't seen one of these in years.
And it's definitely, isn't it, tuck in the rear but not the front? So
it's definitely, you have to tuck the rear.
Definitely tuck in the rear.
No, but that's the style.
And not the front.
Yeah, that's the style. It's called tuck and wheel. But that is not, because of course Wayne gets lots of random cars down here that people want him to fix, and most of them are very unusual cars, but we've stolen one away and brought it to our garage because it's very, very cool. It's a track car that you guys have probably seen in the thumbnail, and we're going to go give you a little review of it, and it's a pretty mad car, so check this out.
Admiring the new merch, Dave?
It is pretty cool.
It is pretty cool.
I like this one. This one is my...
And we got it wrong in the last video, but by the time this video's out, is it out yet?
This video is obviously out if it's out.
No,
this
video will be out.
Is this video out? I'm pretty sure if people are seeing this video is out, Josh.
You know what I meant. He does this to me the whole time. He takes what I say and then makes me feel stupid for what I say.
It's a very easy job, to be fair. So we're going to check this very unusual car out. And yeah, it's quite an interesting build. Check this out. It is a Drift Starlet. This is not a high-end, restoration project. This car is more of a rescue project. So this Starlet was originally built as a hot rod. So hot rod racing in Ireland. I'll put a little clip of hot rod racing in here.
For the first time, and Richardson leads the Scotsman. Number 10, Hodge McQuaid in third place. And already right with him is 966 Thomas Dilley.
So you guys know exactly what hot rod is. It's kind of smashing into each other. It's sort of like slow, smaller NASCAR. Kind of in Ireland is pretty much what it is.
That's the best explanation.
In Nissan Micras and Starlets and stuff. So this car would have originally had a 1 litre engine, and then it was kind of a hot rod, and it had a bit of a cage and stuff in it, and then this guy said, you know what, I'm going to take this car and I'm going to make it into an absolute track weapon. And I mean, it's a little rough around the edges in some areas, but some areas are very tasty, and it is one of those very unique cars that we always go, we had to get it on the channel.
I would say break down what this car as standard would have been.
So this would have been a 1 litre Starlet with about 75 horsepower.
Front wheel drive, are they?
Front wheel drive, yeah, this would have been a front wheel drive. I'm not sure what year this is, but it's definitely somewhere around 83, 84, 85. And it would have just been the most boring car in the world. So what they've done with this car, which on the outside, I'll start with the outside, is they put some wide arches on it and some this is quite cool. The side skirt is
it's very strange, the gussets.
It's actually steel gussets on the side, yeah. And then it's also molded into the rear arch, which is quite interesting. It's got an airbrushed filler cap, airbrushed spoiler.
No way, is that airbrushed? I thought that was a wrap.
No, it's airbrushed. Yeah, it's all airbrushed.
That's cool.
Completely flush on the rear end, and it still has a registration. It's still actually a...
Is it road legal?
We're not going to get into how legal it is, but it does have a registration. 15-inch wheels around, sunroof model.
Have you noticed this? Sorry, you walk past it. So on this one, it's got side exit exhaust.
That's quite cool, actually. So it's got a side exit, got the mirrors. I'm not sure if these came with mirrors up on the wings, but it has mirrors up on the wings.
It has them now, they look cool.
Has them now. So the reason this car is quite interesting is because of
there's a bit of a giveaway. Well, there's a tease.
Yeah. This car has an SR20 under the bonnet. And also, Josh, I'm just going to take a moment to, the guy actually supplied, we always talk about what holds up bonnets of drift cars.
Yeah.
So it's usually the stick.
Oh, yeah.
You've got the stick.
The stick.
You could go fancy and
Wait,
do.
have we got a stick? We got a stick.
But that's not a stick. You can do that. Sometimes you've got.
That's even a fancy stick.
That's a fancy stick now, and sometimes this is the bit off the jack. You could technically go with an umbrella if you really wanted to, as a dual purpose. But we've got something very special to hold the bonnet on this one, Josh. Ready for this?
Fluorescent green golf club.
Obviously.
Obviously. Oh, it matches the.
I'd say it's a 2-iron.
It matches the front badge.
Yeah, it matches that. I'd say it's a 2-iron.
Yeah.
2 or a 3-iron. So it's for a sort of long fairway play.
So perfect for the bonnet.
Perfect for the bonnet.
Oh, it's got all the airbrushing on the inside as well.
Yes, I'm just going to get to that now if I can figure out where to put the
stick.
Where will I put the stick? Here maybe? Yep, that's okay. So this is a 340 horsepower SR20, and they actually had to cut the bulkhead back a little bit to actually fit it in the car.
I'd say as well, some caressing with a hammer.
And a little slight adjustment with the hammer now to get it in there as well. But the interesting thing is, because this car was a hot rod, again, the shell and stuff has kind of been brought back from that. This is a 340 horsepower SR. It's running a full 180SX front end subframe suspension arms and everything. And the whole rear end is 180SX as well. So it's actually
Are the turrets and everything, are they, am I asking you questions you don't know? Are they standard from the Starlet or are they
No, this
modified?
is all modified.
So these are custom turrets?
It would have been, like the turrets on old cars are quite big. So I would imagine they just kind of somehow got them close enough and made the whole work. But it's actually pretty cool. The only thing I noticed on this car is it's got a very big radiator and intercooler, but not a lot of air to kind of get into it. But
and also, there's no... I was going to say, the impact zone is 2 centimeters.
Yeah, if you hit this car like this, you're probably going to do chassis damage because it's that short. But the interesting thing is, it's got huge shrouds on the fans. And he was actually saying that on drift practice days, when he finishes a lap, he has to turn off the fans because it actually cools the car too much and it brings it out of optimal temperature, which is pretty interesting. There's always going to be, in cars, the things to do and the things not to do. But I do like a guy that just says, I'm just going to do whatever I want to do, and I don't care what anyone else thinks. And it's really, if you look at this car, it's really unique and personal, which I quite like about it. So let's have a look inside. This is a full competition cage, as you can see in there, which is all the usual stuff.
I see the first one that comes to mind is the wooden steering wheel. Look at
wooden
that.
Steering wheel, wooden Momo steering wheel. There's your old school gauges in there. And the battery is at the front, as you can see. This is like, it's a track day car, so this is what it's for. It's to go out and do track day. It's not to look pretty, it's to go out there and have as much fun as possible.
So they've obviously had to build a bigger tunnel for the SR20 gearbox.
Yes. And then obviously...
It's quite far back.
It is. I'm going to sit in a little while and start it because I actually don't know how to start it, so we'll have a bit of fun trying to figure that out. But the other side, I think it would be actually quite comfortable in there. But Josh, one thing left.
One thing left.
Have you looked in the back of this car?
No.
Right, well, you're about to see something that I don't think you'll see on any car anywhere in the world. That's a big claim, isn't it?
Big claim.
Right, so what could it be in the back of the car? What do you think? Take a guess. If you're at home now, say, what's in the back of this car that would be so unique that I don't think I've ever seen it on a car ever before?
A barrel of hay.
Well, do you know what, Josh? You were half right.
What?
We interrupt this video to give a very special shout out to one of our partners here at Drift Games, Mobil 1 Oil. Mobil 1 Oil is used by some of the best drifters in the game, such as these guys. As you can see, even I made the cut into the best drivers in the game. What? So yeah, Mobil 1 is used by the best drifters in the world, and me.
There is the fuel tank.
A barrel, I was half right.
You said a barrel of hay. I don't know what a barrel of hay is.
Don't tell me is that the fuel tank?
That is the fuel tank.
Is that FIA approved?
I would imagine that. And that has got welded into it the fuel pump from an S13. So it's actually a fuel pump from an S13 in there. How you get it out now would be a question. It's not for us to know anyway.
Well,
but that's a very interesting way of putting a fuel tank in a car.
That's a very, I kind of like on cars when you see like little unique touches. Obviously a big drinker.
Or a small drinker, because it's not a very big keg, to be fair. It's like it's a half keg. It's like it was cut in half and then welded back together again. That's very unique. I quite like that. And it works perfect. And this car was actually mapped to 340 horsepower, so it actually makes good power as well. So
I'm guessing it can't weigh that much more if a ton.
No, it's a very light car, like probably sub 1,000 kilos. I'm not sure, but very, very close to it. I'm going to hop in and see if I can start it, see what it sounds like, but I don't actually know how to start. So this will be a fun game for all of us to play. How do you start someone else's drift car when you have no idea what the buttons do? Always a fun game. She's tight. I mean, that's not too bad, that.
Up to take from here, he can't be as tall as you because
he's not as tall as me, but it actually isn't. It's a pretty old school gear knob now. That's like this. I think that's the stock one from the car. That's pretty cool though. Right, lots of buttons. What do we think? Well, this is a kill switch, so let's.
You've got electrical power.
There's my brake lights. There's one button on the dash now, so let's green or black. What do you think? That doesn't do anything. That's not a button.
Is there a fuel pump?
Fans.
Wiper.
Pretty slow. Nothing. Those two do nothing, but I'm going to put them up anyway.
Oh my god! The exhaust is right by me.
That gave me a fright.
Is he giving me Can't tell, but I just absolutely jumped then. It's a very deep sound for such a small car.
It's an SR.
Yeah.
It sounds like an SR.
But your stuff is literally there.
So the kill switch turns it on, but another switch turns it off.
Bit of a puzzle.
You need to know that. It's good. It works good though.
See, the mad thing is, the exhaust is less than 6 feet.
Let's have a moment to realise that back in the day, if you did want to put something in the glove box, it couldn't be very big because, like, oh no, it's a pretty small glove box in these cars.
Cut out as well, so
Yeah, you wouldn't put anything in now because it would just fall through.
no, it'd be useless.
Yeah, but there you go. Pretty cool, right? I like this wooden steering wheel.
Yeah. So this car started as
Oh,
like
it's got like grooves for your hands on the back. I didn't realise that.
it'd be a normal steering wheel.
Yeah, I like little grooves. Actually quite comfy. You're literally just, it's like you're tiny in the car. That's amazing. Like, it's so I imagine it's very like visceral, like you're very attached to the car. You feel everything. That's very cool. For twinning now, I wouldn't like to be that close to somebody else. If I was trying to get on a door, I'd be like,
No.
he's just, I can touch him.
You can
just touch him there. But no, it's very cool little car. I'm glad we got to show it you guys. We'll catch you up on some other stuff now as well, but we just had to show you this because it was such a special little car to come down. We could not miss it, but check some other stuff out as well because I've got some news on some other cars too.
I don't even know this news, so this is where usually you would get worried about what he has to say. What news?
The news,
Yeah.
which is I'm most excited about, is 86 is now legal to go on the road. So it is now ready to go. We just have to put the plates on it, and then we're going to go drive it. So I can't wait to do that in a little while. All that's the cars. We haven't really done a whole lot. Josh fixed his car in the last episode. You saw that. My car's fixed. We're ready to go for Irish Drift Series round 2. Other than that, actually, there's been stuff done with the Corolla that I haven't talked about since. Actually,
Is it the stickers?
no, the stickers. Not just the stickers. I've
What has been done?
well, I've fitted a air filter to it.
Have you?
Yeah.
You did this?
Well, you see, it was sounding very, very boring, so I decided to do some modifications. We have the fog lights off at the moment because we're getting them fixed.
Did you honestly do this yourself?
Look at this. It's got an air filter, makes a bit more of a rasp, and it's got a 5 Ziegen exhaust. So instead of the Jan Speed, which sounds very UK, it now has a very Japanese sounding air filter and exhaust. So it's got Japanese air filter, Japanese exhaust, Japanese steering wheel, Japanese seat, Japanese wheels, Japanese bumper, Japanese fogs, and
So you're taking literally every single bit of UK out of it.
yeah, that's pretty much. Well, it isn't a UK car; it's a Jap car originally. So
But it was when you got it UK spec.
UK spec, but a Jap car.
Yeah.
So it was
You've
like
taking it back to its roots.
Yeah, it was like a Japanese samurai dressed up as one of those. What are those guys that stand outside Buckingham Palace?
Guard?
A guard. Is that what they're called? I don't know. You're from England.
Queen's Guard?
Queen's Guard, like one of them, but it was really a Japanese ninja. So now I've just prodded it enough now that it's gone back to what it is.
That's horrendous.
It could even be racist, you wouldn't know. And then after that, we're going to be doing a new project very soon. The car is getting collected next week. That's why the S14 is gone. So if you want to guess, I'm going to give you a couple of clues. Okay, so it's an old school car. I've never owned one before, and it is also less than 2 litre in its engine size, and it is 2 doors. What do you guys think it is? In the comments below. I might even give you a free sticker or something if you can guess it right. What do you think I bought? Something rare, something different, something new for the channel, and something I've never owned before. So let us know in the comments below. Another thing I want to mention before we round up the video is we have got the brand new merch range dropping this Thursday. So this Thursday, 8 p.m, the brand new merch range. You saw us unbox everything in a previous episode. Now, you can grab.
Hang on a second.
Oh. See, I like the turn around, go face forward, don't turn to me.
What? There's only a small one there.
Yeah, but you got a small one there. Turn around. See, that's very cool. We have a full new range, got some Drift Games Bash merch there as well. And we've never done Drift Games Bash merch before, but we were really happy with how the designs came out. We spent a really long time designing them to make sure they kind of fit the brand, and they're coming out at 8 o'clock on Thursday. Limited sizes across the whole range as usual. We didn't get a whole bunch of stuff, so if you want to grab them. And also remember that this range, once it's done, we're not making any more of them. So all of these are special edition. If you have one, there won't be any more. I have, even Josh doesn't have one yet, so you could actually, you know what, buy them so that they go and Josh can't get any more clothes, and we have to see Josh in like last year's clothes, which would be really funny. So those are on the shop right now, guys, and we want to say a big thank you to everyone who's picked up something this year. I mean, it's a tough year obviously for us with drifting, cancelling all the time, and really stressful year. So you guys buying some merch, buying some stickers, and giving us a comment, a like, a subscribe, whatever, has really kept us going. It's kept us massively positive this year. We hope you've enjoyed all the videos so far. We've got even crazier ones coming up because we're going back to the Irish Drift series. We have got a new project, and we've got a massive project that's building in the works that we're not going to talk about yet, but we've got a lot of exciting stuff coming over the next couple of months on Drift Games. So stay tuned, and we'll see you in the next episode.